Shot at. Okay, bud. Yeah, look, so the setup's fine with the driver. Remember, obviously, with the irons, we're trying to get a bit more forward bend going. I know you're not confident yet with the driver, but a lot of that's synchronization. So once you started to aim correctly and then synchronize the body rotation and the club, or try to do that, it did get a lot better. After the round, you still said you were felt like you were struggling with the driver a bit. It didn't seem like that in terms of the shot quality. So it just means comfort-wise, you're not quite comfortable with the movements with the driver yet. Anyway, let's have a look here. So still a bit of a stand-up in that takeaway. You've got to watch that. Okay, I've got to keep our balance points and our posture in that takeaway, please. See quite a stand-up there. Set the club nicely, flattened it out, face a tiny bit open, yeah, and then the legs just not working hard enough. Okay, so there's a good example. Okay, just not enough body work really, isn't it? And that's what makes it sort of rushed and out of sync. Positions are all good. Okay, but because it was out of sync, the body got there a little too early because it underworked on the backswing. And also probably that little bit of change of posture. Okay, the hips kind of stall a little bit there, and then the arms fling past and the ball goes a bit left. Okay, so this was a much better swing than the shot. If you looked at the position of the swing and the club, then the shot dictated, and there's just a little bit of synchronization, okay? Okay, so definitely starting to aim better. It's not quite right yet, but definitely starting to aim better and hit the ball much straighter. Can't remember what you said, so I think this was a 6-iron, maybe a 5-iron. This was playing quite long. Again, it's borderline. Some of the shorter irons were better, but it's borderline in terms of the tilt. I still think we can get a touch more forward bend going there. But we'll keep an eye on it. And then obviously from there, we've got to see that takeaway. What's going to be the trigger? Okay, let's see the trigger. Yeah, so we've lost it already. Okay, so we've lost that spine angle already. Okay, so we're going to have to work harder on that trigger, mate, and then you try and get the shoulders in the correct position there. So watch how your head leans. Okay, we just got to stay in that spot. We don't want to stand up and then lean into that spot as we're setting the club. Okay, anyway, I was setting it much better and more neutral. Tiny bit inside. Okay, so if we can get the hips to work better with some better posture on the backswing, that should match up nicely. Most importantly, not flipping the face. Okay, and that's exactly, I think, what this shot was. It was kind of a little bit sclaffy, but straight and under control. Okay, that's the body and the club head through impact being under control. Okay, really, really good, mate. So still, a lot of it's to do with using our body more on the backswing and just our posture control in general. Okay. Okay, again, especially the legs, a little bit sloppy in the posture here. Actually, very sloppy for a 9-iron. I think this was a 9-iron. And then we stand up to take it away. Okay. The rest I like, mate, so we're just going to sort that out. Hey, my boy, thanks so much for the game. Obviously, ball flight wise, a lot better. A little bit of a shaky start. Okay, a little bit to do with the alignment. We got in that zone where we're just kind of aiming left a little bit again, especially with the longer clubs. Okay, remember to aim straight. And then once I spoke to you about stabilizing the circle with the rotation and the pivot, okay. So having that idea there. Okay, once we had that idea, okay, then the ball flight was fantastic. Alright, obviously from there, especially the sort of short and mid irons, okay, you're just flushing them, they're going too far. Okay, no shape on it, which is really good, but we're going to have to recalibrate your yardages. Okay, driver was great, dude. That 1-on-2 was still while we were warming up, but we hadn't chatted yet. It was mostly
mostly to do with alignment. Okay, from there you hit the driver really, really great. The only other bad one you hit was on 18, and to be fair, that one you were trying to hit too hard. When you reloaded, you hit a really, really nice one. Okay, so that's really good. So you're just going to get comfortable now with that alignment and the new yardages. Okay, and then I don't know if it's, we'll talk about it on Tuesday, I don't know if it's because of how you were playing before, or because you don't really know the golf course, or because you don't really know your new golf swing, or your, not your new golf swing, but your new strike, you know, your new flight. Or maybe a combination of all three. But your course management is just not good enough. Okay. Too often we're hitting clubs that bring a lot of trouble into play off the tee box. And then too often we're hitting a poor target or a poor club on the approach shot. Okay. What comes to mind, certainly what comes to mind is tee shot on 11. I think we did end up making bogey there. Obviously club selection on 12. Tee shot on 13, although we didn't make par. Again, it's not worth the risk. Tee shot club selection off the tee on 16, and then club selection for your second shot on 18. Okay, so there's just a rough example of sort of 5 or 6 errors where we're forcing ourselves to hit a brilliant golf shot into a very, very tiny gap, instead of, just bringing the margins in our favor, and only subtracting 20 meters off our next shot. And it's just going to make everything so much easier. You must remember, 20 meters from 80 to 100, or from 100 to 120 is nothing. It's the same shot with a slightly different club. 20 meters from sort of 160 or 150 to 180, 170, then I understand, okay, cool. I don't want to leave myself with 180, so I'm going to take on the extra 20 meters and try and get that 155 to 160 mark. I understand that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about hitting into very, very narrow margins, and often it didn't work out. To hit a 60 or 70 meter next shot, rather than just making a really, really simple, easy shot and hitting a 90 meter next shot. At your level, it's not worth the risk. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that on Tuesday. Short game, okay. We're definitely kind of getting a little bit of shallow spin there, so I'll keep an eye on that. Putting was, statistically fine. I want to start looking at how we can make a few more putts. Okay, not necessarily saying putting badly, but I don't feel like we're making enough. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see what we can come up with in terms of matching line and speed, or reading the greens better, and just start one putting a few more times, rather than, let's say, not avoiding three putting. That's fine. You're not three putting. But at your level, and if we want to go towards shooting level par, I think we can start making a couple of putts. Okay, so that's where we're at, and well done, and thanks again for a lekker morning, and I will see you on Tuesday.